Hey, good morning, Cornerstone. Happy Tuesday. We're in Acts 23, just a few days left here. Paul is again being questioned, again being called to the wall in front of all these leaders and rulers, and he can't help but pouring out his heart and communicating faithfully the gospel message. I don't know if too many people received his message here. It seemed like they're very much against him, and he was greeted with resistance quite severely. In fact, there's a group of people that conspired to kill him, 40 men who conspired to kill him and said, we're not going to eat again until we kill Paul. They were so resolute. Now, curiously, they haven't eaten yet because they never killed Paul themselves. You know, in all of this, through the book of Acts, Paul could have been so bitter about his circumstances. He could have been so upset about what was happening to him in his life, but he continued to push on. He was attacked and beaten, shipwrecked, stoned, thrown out of the city, running in fear for his life, all these trials and accusations, mobs and violence. And still he remained resolute to what God was calling him to do. He was aware of the purpose behind his hardship. Day in, day out, he continued to focus on how he could advance God's kingdom, how to finish the race with confidence and boldness to which he was called. It's almost as though comfort and safety and security weren't his concern. And I know that's hard. That's really difficult to say that and to get to that point. But it's cool that all along the way, God is whispering in his ear, take courage. Do not be afraid. And we see this here in the middle of the night. God comes to him, take courage. For some of us, we need to hear that from the Lord and receive it, that God is with us. Let me just leave these few verses from Psalm chapter 36 with you. Paul had eyes to see that God was at work in his circumstances. He had ears to hear that God's consistent reassurances that he was faithful and he was with him. Let me reassure you today. Psalm 36 says this, your love, O Lord, it reaches to the heavens, your faithfulness to the skies. Your righteousness is like the mighty mountains, your justice like the great deep. O Lord, you preserve both man and beast. How priceless is your unfailing love. Both high and low among men find refuge in the shadow of your wings. They feast on the abundance of your house. You give them drink from your river of delights. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light, we begin to see light. Find rest in him today. Be encouraged, regardless what your day has been like. Take courage in what God is wanting to do in you and through you. God bless you today, Cornerstone.